alaikum. We've got the New Zealand Test captain here, Tim Southe. If you would, yes, raise your hands. We've got Shaquille with the microphone. We'll start in the front, work our way, and then we'll come to you. Yep. No worries.
An exciting draw. Both teams came really close. Can you summarize the thoughts that went through your mind in the last session?
Sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear.
Oh no, I was saying that it was an exciting draw. Both teams came really close. Can you describe your thoughts as the game entered the final session? What were you aiming to?
Yeah, I think every test match you enter to play, you'd try to win it, and it was no different this test match. And we got ourselves in positions throughout the game, but that's test cricket, things can change throughout. And I think the way that Sarfraz played, he was busy. He played a great knock that probably just drew that out a little bit too long for us in the end. But to have an opportunity late in the day, had numbers 10, 11 into bat, and yeah, it's an exciting finish to what's been 10 days of toil on out here on this pitch.
Tim, now the series is over. Your next test assignment will be the big one against England after losing it 3-0 in England. How much the series means to you? It's not part of World Test Championship, but still it will be the big one against England at home. So talk us through about the preparations and all the things that are coming in your mind about the series.
Yeah, we'll digest this one first. It's been, like I say, a pretty tough toil on here in Pakistan, and I know the guys are looking forward to it. Any time we play England's always an exciting time, so that's something that we've got coming up, and we're looking forward to it. Yeah, it's a chance to regroup as a test side, and we've got 4 test matches to end our home summer, so yeah, we're looking forward to getting home and playing some test cricket, but first we've got a one-day series here in Pakistan.
Sarfraz, you are betting your chance for the victory. You are satisfied. Sarfraz is betting. How are you feeling? Sarfraz is betting is today in Pakistan. You are is a winning condition. To satisfy the Sarfraz betting today.
Yeah, Sarfraz was very good today. He came out. He was busy. And ticked over and scored at a nice rate. So yeah, he was throughout the whole series, to be honest, the guy that hasn't played for 4 years to come out and play the way he did was credit to him in the way that he played.
Tim, do you think now ICC must make some rules to avoid the negative tactics because the teams use negative tactics to kill the time? If your opponent did not do the negative tactics, then can be it match resultful? What do you think?
It's always a tough one. We always knew as well this time of year here with the light, it's always going to be hard. The extra, the later lunch, and obviously this time of day, it's it gets darker a bit quicker. But yeah, I think it's tactics within the game that sides can use at various situations they're in.
Tim, definitely in the last few minutes, all 3 results were possible. Of course, Pakistan was I think 2-3 hit away from the victory. You were from the 1 wicket. What would have been your plan if you were chasing that target? And of course, Sarfraz played superbly, but at that time when Shakil and Sarfraz was playing, so one of them was a bit slow. So do you think that if you were there in the last moment for 30-40, then you go for the win?
Yeah, I think you play to win and you play to win test matches. So yeah, Sarfraz was outstanding. Like I say, not only today but throughout the whole series, he came out. He played positive cricket, played at busy cricket, and yeah, like I say, for someone who hasn't played for 4 years, credit to him. And yeah, you toil away for such a long period of time. You come down to one ball. It's exciting. Naseem Shah coming out and playing the way that he wanted to play. He obviously wanted to win as well. So yeah, I think it was a great finish to what's been pretty tough going over the last 10 days in the 2 matches here.
Hi Tim, this is Behram Qazi from Grassroots Cricket. So yesterday when you declared with 319 set for Pakistan to chase and 90 something overs for you to bowl, what was the thought process back then? How many overs were you looking towards having Pakistan bat for? And also today, you waited 4 overs till you took the new ball. What was the science behind that?
Yeah, we felt that the surface was still a pretty good surface if you wanted to just bat. Tough if you wanted to score runs, so it was kind of a bit of a balancing act to try and get the right amount of overs left and the right amount of runs. And I guess to have that little dip at them last night and get them 2 down, that was a great start. But yeah, I think with the not taking the new ball later in the day, we found with the 2 batsmen still in Sarfraz and Salman that runs could have come quickly, and I think that's a build-up of the way that Sarfraz played through the day, which delayed us taking the new ball. If he didn't play as positive as he did throughout the day, then we would have been able to take the new ball because we would have had a lot more runs to play with. So yeah, it was a bit of a bit of a balancing act. If you take the new ball, then it may come on a bit easier and it comes off the bat a little bit easier. So we're just trying to manage if we could have got through that partnership, which we did. We were able to take that new ball and we got another couple. So yeah, it's a fine line, and you go on yeah, a bit of a gut feel what you think's right at the time, along with other leaders in the group.
Who's got the mic there? Shakib? Far left, and then we'll come into this.
Tim, very first time you leading New Zealand. Although series is on, but is it a good learning experience, especially in this subcontinent as a leader?
Yeah, it's a tough place to come anywhere you play in the subcontinent from New Zealand, and I think we got ourselves in a position to win both the test matches. So yeah, it's test cricket. It's not easy, but yeah, I'm sure it was not only a great learning for me, but the whole side to experience a place that we haven't played test cricket before, and yeah, it's just a great experience, and I'm sure the guys, as they do, will continue to grow and continue to learn as players.
Yeah, last couple. We'll come to the, who's got, yep, there, Shahid, and then we'll come to here to finish. Shahid, yep.
Tim, with so many results-oriented test matches around the world, you think these 2 test matches are good advert for test cricket?
I think the finish was great, but yeah, it was pretty tough going there for majority of the 2 test matches. So yeah, yeah, there's results could have been possible in both games. So I guess that's all you're asking for is trying to get results in test cricket.
Yeah, Tim, you guys were traveling with Pakistan for a long time. So overall, how you see the series, and what you say about the security measurements during the series, and how you enjoy the hospitality over here? Thank you.
It's been great. We've really enjoyed our time here so far. Like I say, a place that a lot of the guys haven't been. We've really enjoyed being welcomed very nicely, and the guys have enjoyed it. And we're looking forward to now the one-day series starting. So yeah, it's been enjoyable first trip to Pakistan.
Yep, we'll here, finish with Daniel.
No doubt your team performance very well, and your team played very well. But you are satisfied whole performance of your team in 2 test matches?
Like I said earlier, it's you play to win test matches, and we got ourselves in probably positions to win both of them. Yeah, it was pretty tough going, but the guys toiled away, and it was one ball away from a series victory. So yeah, it's yeah, disappointing to walk away, and I'm sure Pakistan are the same. You walk away, you toil away for 10 days, and in a drawn series. So yeah, it's yeah, there's a lot of good cricket played in and amongst those 10 days.
Daniel to finish.
Tim, in your first series as captain, you were forced into a couple of declarations which you had to time really sensitively to try and force a result. I'm just wondering, do you perhaps as a unit now look back on the series and wonder if with the bat you could be a bit more proactive so you have more time for the bowlers to essentially take 20 wickets?
I guess you always look back and there's ways that you could improve and could get better with hindsight, but that was a decision we made at the time. The guys that were batting felt that it wasn't easy to go out and hit the ball, so yeah, it was one of those ones that you had to weigh up. I think last night we declared we made the most of the 3 overs we had. But yeah, it's one of those decisions you make with discussions around how the batters are feeling, what the surface is doing, and what you think's right at the time.
Last question.
Tim, where do you rate this one of the draw? Because that was the most exciting and one of the greatest draw we have seen at the National Stand. Where do you rate this draw?
Don't know if I rate draws, but it's an exciting finish. I hope that the people watching enjoyed the end. The end there, it was nice to see a few people through the gates at the end there, and a bit of an atmosphere around. So it's nice to win, but I guess for the people watching, hope it was exciting.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Tim.